Hello, my name is Josh Paulson, and welcome to Pick Apart TV episode number 5. In Pick Apart TV, I study a specific element of a TV series or episode, good or bad, with the angle of what lessons we can draw from it as writers. And today, we are looking at, and this is something that I sort of, I've wanted to check it out for a long time, but there's kind of the stigma attached to that. But today we are looking at My Little Pony Friendship is Magic, episode number 1. Warning, spoilers ahead if you care about that sort of thing. So, let's get started. The first thing that I do want to say, even though this is not a review channel, I enjoyed it a lot more than I would care generally to admit. I thought it was very well written, and we're going to talk about one of the pieces that they handled very well, and that was introducing the characters. A lot of times the temptation as a writer could be, okay, you know what, let's have all these characters introduced at once, name dump, name dump, name dump. But they did a very good job of not doing that. Every time that a character was introduced, it was generally only that character, and then we had a short scene around that character. So not only did we see the character, but we got to see them. It might be in their element. It could be seeing them doing what they're best at. And actually, that is what we saw with each of the characters, was we saw them doing what they were good at. We got to see them using their skills, and we got to see what really matters to them as far as kind of their occupations. This gives us the opportunity of making connections in our head about the different characters, and then also seeing how they all tie together later on. This is really an effective technique for introducing characters, because if you just drop a name and they're like, hi, and you don't see them in their element or anything, you have nothing in your mind to connect to them. It's just a name and a face. And when you then connect an event with that, suddenly there's a lot more ability to remember. So, for example, we see Applejack, and she's got all the apples and all the food, and then you got Rainbow Dash with the clouds and clearing those all away. And when you move through each of the characters, they have their thing that you get to see them do, that you just are able to suddenly connect to them. I was actually just talking recently with a writer online who was trying to figure out how to introduce their characters, and I recommended something along these lines, where instead of just looking at, okay, well, how do I dump all this information? How do I get it out? Introduce it over time and connect the character to events, to things that happen, so that they are more memorable and that you're able to make connections in your head instead of just going based on the names or trying to remember the names or trying to remember the faces. Remembering a lot of names is hard. Remembering a lot of faces can be hard. It depends from person to person. I personally am one of those people who is really bad with character names. I mean, I've seen the whole series of Breaking Bad, and I couldn't tell you the names of all of the characters. Well, no, I don't think I could. So, I think that pretty much covers it for today. Thank you so much for listening. Tomorrow, we should have another episode up. If you want to contact me, you can @me at Twitter @Josh Paulison, or you can check out my website, joshpaulison.com, where we have a ton of free resources on story creation and development. I think I actually am going to watch more My Little Pony Friendship is Magic. I actually enjoyed it a lot. Thank you so much. Have a fantastic day and take care. Enjoy the show.